So I have a question. Do any of you guys out there ever get punished by your parents for doing stuff? Because for me, my parents, they don't really punish me. They pretty much know that I end up punishing myself for half the crap that I do. Okay, so if you don't understand what I'm saying, so basically, if your parents, normally a lot of parents, they do groundings and stuff like that, they spank you and crap, you know? For me, they used to do that, but not anymore. So whenever we have an outgoing, normally they know that, like, if I'm supposed to be punished for something, me, out of pure guilt, I will, like, freaking punish myself, and not, like, some weird type of sexual punish or something. Like, no, I will, like, just take something away from myself for that certain amount of time. Like, I will not, like, play on Xbox or something like that for a while at a time after getting in an argument or something like that, because they will not punish me, so I end up punishing myself. So here's a little story. So this was about in fourth-ish grade. Yeah, I was in fourth grade. The people that I still play with on Xbox today, Will and Tristan, or Butter Assassin and Moderator, both of their channels will be in the description. I mean, if you go on Butterboy's channel, I'm really far in the past. I think I was like on a couple of his videos, but anyway. So basically, I was on Xbox 360. You know, I had the original, like not the original, but like the $15 Afterglow headset that lit up and everything. The little cool special things, you know. So I remember I was sitting on my couch on my old ass 80s or 90s TV, right? So I'm doing that, right? And I think we were playing Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, maybe. It was either Black Ops 2 or Black Ops, but we were sitting there playing. And back then, I would curse way worse than I curse now. Like, any curse word that I knew, I would just, like, get all of them together and somehow combobble them into one freaking sentence. Just so I could be, like, I guess sounding cool or something. I guess it made me feel more grown up. But we'd be sitting there cussing at each other constantly. And I would come up with the most perverted and disgusting things. So I'm sitting there just saying all this shit, all this crap. And normally whenever I'd go downstairs, it would be, I think this was no, it was on a Sunday. I remember it was on a Sunday, and on Sundays I would normally get off Xbox around midnight. Nowadays I have to get off Xbox at 10 just because, not getting into that story. But, so, it was around, I don't know, it was just pretty late. I remember my dad wasn't home. He was at work because for his job, like, he travels and he goes other places for like a week at a time. So he wasn't gone. And normally I would close my door and my mom would be in her room reading before she goes to bed. So what was different about this time was she decided to read in the living room. And the other funny thing was I forgot to close the door. So apparently for about 2-ish hours I'm sitting there, like, just cussing my head off, raging, saying all this perverted, nasty ass shit. And then out of nowhere, I just remember exactly what it was. We're all just sitting there laughing our asses off. Then I remember saying, hey, I wonder if Michelle Obama would tell us. Okay, this was like what I said. I think it was like, could we ask Michelle Obama if she sucked on Obama's fucking right nut if it tastes like a chocolate mixed strawberry swirl because he's half nigger, half white? I said something like that, right? And if you get offended by that word, just look at the definition. Like, even in school, eventually you're going to start using that word in school, like, for school terms. And right now, at that point in time, we were reading a book that said that word a lot, so we were really used to saying that word. So I said that, and as soon as I said that, I remember my mom just walking right on the stairs and staring at me. She's like, really? You use that kind of language to me? I just remember going, oh, fuck. And then my parents, and, like, my friends on Xbox heard that. Like, heard my mom say that. And then I'm just like, Mom, no, no. And then she, like, grabbed my Xbox and just slung it out. because normally I think she did that with my PS2 once, and like it just unplugged it from the wall. But this is like ripped the output data, like where you plug the thing into it, like the outlet on it basically. She ripped it out of its sockets and like ruined my Xbox 360. And I remember them just laughing their asses off whenever they're like, "Oh no, he's fucked, he's fucked, he's fucked," and then just, and then I'm like, and then she's like, "Get your ass to your room," and she didn't like spank me or anything, but I remember like on TV, whenever they do the soap thing, and I would like really expected her to do the soap thing, but then she just sent me to my room. I'm like, I should do the soap thing. It was mostly out of curiosity, but I also felt really guilty because, ooh, I was about to get my ass kicked. That's the first time my mom ever heard me say the F word. I don't think she's ever heard me say the F word like one other like freaking time. But like I think the last time she heard me, it was like a year ago. I was complaining about how I forgot my best friend's name, but I remember just being in the shower and I'm like, how do I get soap? And I didn't use bar soap at that time. Now I only use bar soap. But I remember getting a mouthwash, body wash, right? I think it was like Axe body wash, and I just remember leaning my head back into the water, getting water drowned in my nose, and right when I went to breathe it, I squirted a shit ton of freaking body wash all inside my mouth, and I like kind of swallowed a bit, and I'm just like sitting there just like flipping out in the shower, drowning while having all this just, it felt like poison and acid was just running all over me, just coursing through my mouth. And I didn't know what to do, and then I just threw up all over myself. And and then after I did that, I'm like, ugh. And I was dumb enough to do it again with shampoo, thinking it would be a little worse. And I just swallowed it, and like, I got sick, and I had to stay home for 2 days after that. And I guess the moral of the story is, don't cuss, and if you do, you swallow a dick in the shower.